Imagine a place where the buildings are tall and grey, casting long shadows over the streets below. The towering structures seem to loom over the city, creating a sense of foreboding and confinement. The urban landscape is a maze of concrete and steel, where the sun rarely penetrates the dense canopy of buildings. The air is thick with the smell of exhaust fumes and despair. The constant hum of traffic and the occasional blare of a car horn create a cacophony that never seems to end. Pollution hangs heavy in the air, a visible reminder of the industrial heart of the city. It's a place where the environment itself seems to conspire against the inhabitants. This is the concrete jungle, a place where opportunities seem scarce and hope flickers like a dying flame. The walls are adorned with graffiti, each tag telling a story of struggle and survival. The streets are dimly lit, casting long shadows that hide the faces of those who call this place home. It's a world where dreams are often deferred, and the future seems uncertain. For many young people growing up in these neighborhoods, the allure of gangster's paradise, a world often portrayed in music and movies, becomes a powerful force. The images of wealth, power and respect are enticing, offering a stark contrast to their everyday reality. The culture of the streets becomes a way of life, a means of survival in a world that offers few alternatives. This essay aims to understand why individuals are drawn to this life and the complex factors that contribute to its existence. It's not just about the allure of quick money or the thrill of danger. There are deeper, more insidious forces at play. Economic hardship, lack of education, and limited opportunities all play a role in pushing individuals towards this path. We will delve into the economic hardships, the psychological scars, and the societal influences that perpetuate this cycle. The boarded-up storefronts and abandoned buildings are not just physical structures, they are symbols of a community in decline. Families struggle to make ends meet, and the weight of poverty takes a toll on their mental and emotional well-being. It's a journey into the heart of a complex issue, one that demands empathy and understanding. We must look beyond the surface and see the human stories behind the statistics. Each person has a unique journey, shaped by their experiences and circumstances. By reaching out with empathy, we can begin to understand the true nature of the problem. More importantly, we will explore how individuals can break free from this cycle and how communities can work together to create a brighter future. Community initiatives, educational programs, and support networks can provide the tools and resources needed to escape the grip of gangster's paradise. It's about creating opportunities and fostering a sense of hope and possibility. The term gangster's paradise, popularized by Coolio's iconic song, reflects a bleak reality for many. It's a world where the struggle for survival often overshadows the pursuit of dreams. Yet even in the darkest corners, there is a glimmer of hope. The graffiti on the walls, the art that emerges from the struggle, speaks to the resilience and creativity of the human spirit. It's a world where survival often trumps morality, and violence becomes a language understood by all. The nighttime streets are fraught with danger, and the presence of law enforcement adds to the tension. In this environment, trust is a rare commodity, and alliances are often forged out of necessity rather than loyalty. To understand why someone might choose this path, we must first understand the environment that shapes their choices. The gritty urban landscape is more than just a backdrop. It's a character in the story. It influences behavior, shapes identities, and dictates the rules of engagement. By examining this environment, we can gain insight into the lives of those who navigate its challenges daily. Life in impoverished neighborhoods can be isolating and dangerous. The environment is often marked by neglect and decay, with run-down buildings and streets filled with graffiti and trash. The sense of community is overshadowed by the daily struggle for survival, and the constant threat of violence looms large. Young people often lack access to quality education, job opportunities, and positive role models. Schools are underfunded with outdated facilities and limited resources, making it difficult for students to envision a brighter future. The lack of opportunities leaves many teenagers feeling bored, disillusioned, and disconnected from mainstream society. In this environment, gangs can appear to offer a sense of belonging, protection, and identity that is absent elsewhere. For many, joining a gang seems like the only viable option to gain respect and security. The gang becomes a refuge, a place where they can find acceptance and a sense of purpose. The streets become a surrogate family, offering camaraderie and support. Friendships formed in these tough environments are often deep and enduring, providing a sense of stability in an otherwise chaotic world. The shared experiences and mutual struggles create strong bonds that are hard to break. This sense of belonging is especially alluring for teenagers struggling to find their place in the world. Adolescence is a time of searching for identity and meaning, and the gang offers a ready-made answer to these existential questions. The allure of being part of something bigger than oneself is powerful and compelling. The gang provides structure, hierarchy, and a sense of purpose that may be lacking in their lives. There are clear rules and roles, and everyone knows their place within the group. This structure can be comforting, offering a sense of order and predictability in an otherwise unstable environment. Loyalty and brotherhood are paramount, creating powerful bonds forged in shared experiences and mutual protection. The sense of loyalty is reinforced through rituals and symbols, and the group becomes a tight-knit unit where everyone looks out for each other. This sense of brotherhood can be incredibly empowering, giving members a feeling of invincibility. However, this sense of belonging comes at a steep price. The demands of gang life are relentless, and the consequences of disobedience can be severe. The initial sense of security and camaraderie can quickly give way to fear and paranoia. The rules of the gang are often brutal and unforgiving, demanding absolute loyalty and obedience. Punishments for breaking the rules can be harsh, and the pressure to conform is immense. The gang's code of conduct leaves little room for individuality or dissent. Violence becomes a way of life, used to maintain control, settle disputes, and protect territory. The constant threat of violence creates a climate of fear and tension, where every interaction can potentially escalate into conflict. This cycle of violence perpetuates the very conditions that drive young people to join gangs in the first place. The allure of belonging often masks the harsh realities of gang life, a trap that can be difficult to escape. Many young people find themselves caught in a vicious cycle, where the very thing that once offered them hope and belonging becomes a source of pain and regret. The path out of gang life is fraught with challenges, but understanding the allure of belonging is the first step towards breaking free. Poverty is a breeding ground for crime. It creates an environment where the basic needs of individuals and families are not met, leading to a sense of desperation and hopelessness. When people are struggling to survive, the temptation to engage in illegal activities for financial gain can be overwhelming. The lack of stable employment and the constant stress of making ends meet push many to the edge. Drug dealing, theft, and other forms of crime become a means to an end, a way to put food on the table and provide for their families. These actions, while illegal, are often seen as necessary for survival in an environment where legitimate opportunities are scarce. The allure of quick money and material possessions can be difficult to resist, especially when legitimate opportunities seem out of reach. The sight of wealth and success, in stark contrast to their own reality, can drive individuals to take risks they might otherwise avoid. This cycle of poverty and crime is often perpetuated by systemic inequalities. These inequalities are deeply rooted in the fabric of society, affecting everything from education to employment opportunities. Lack of access to quality education, job training and economic opportunities creates a sense of hopelessness and despair. When schools are underfunded and factories close down, the community loses vital resources that could help break the cycle of poverty. Young people see few options for advancement and may turn to crime as a way to escape their circumstances. Without positive role models or opportunities for growth, they are left to navigate a harsh reality on their own. The economic realities of impoverished neighborhoods are complex and multifaceted. It's not just about the lack of money, it's about the lack of infrastructure, support systems and opportunities that create a fertile ground for despair. It's not just about a lack of money, it's about a lack of hope. When people feel that their efforts to improve their situation are futile, they are more likely to give up and succumb to the pressures of their environment. When people feel trapped and forgotten, they are more likely to make desperate choices. These choices are often a cry for help, a way to cope with the overwhelming sense of abandonment and isolation they experience daily. Community resources that could provide support and hope are often underfunded or non-existent. The closure of community centers and the neglect of public spaces further erode the social fabric, leaving residents with even fewer options for positive engagement. However, there are glimmers of hope. Community initiatives and volunteer efforts can make a significant difference. By providing support, education and opportunities, these programs can help break the cycle of poverty and crime. It takes a collective effort to address the root causes of despair. By investing in communities, supporting local initiatives, and creating opportunities for growth, we can help build a brighter future for those trapped in the cycle of poverty and crime. Many individuals involved in gang life have experienced significant trauma, including poverty, violence, and abuse. These experiences can have a profound impact on their mental and emotional well-being, leading to feelings of anger, fear, and distrust. Trauma can also impair their ability to make sound judgments, cope with stress, and form healthy relationships. In this context, gang involvement can be a way of coping with trauma. It provides a sense of power and control in a world where they often feel powerless. The gang becomes a surrogate family, offering protection and support in the face of adversity. However, this coping mechanism is ultimately destructive. Violence begets violence, perpetuating the cycle of trauma and despair. It's a vicious cycle that can be difficult to break without addressing the underlying trauma that fuels it.